got on our call today Ken Clipperton, Principal Researcher with DCIG, and we are talking about DCIG's expanded research into unstructured data management. So, Ken, thank you for joining. Given DCIG's focus on data center technologies, what drove the decision to conduct this research into unstructured data management?
Well, DCIG has covered various aspects of unstructured data management, and I believe we developed actually about 10 DCIG top 5 reports out of that research. But in the process, we've also realized that there's really no good mental model for people to understand the overall unstructured data management space. And there's a lot of confusion about what is unstructured data management. I've met with almost 20 different solution providers who are in the unstructured data management space, and there are many different definitions they use and many different capabilities they offer across the spectrum of unstructured data management. So there's confusion in the marketplace, and with the dynamics in the marketplace now, there's a lot of organizations are looking at acquiring additional storage solutions or data management solutions, and we don't think they've got a good framework available to them to help them with that.
Very good. What problem do you hope that this research will solve?
Well, in terms of the problems we're trying to solve is that many organizations are moving beyond that 500 terabyte into the petabyte plus range of data under management. Mm-hmm. And in doing so, they're discovering that their traditional tools kind of break down. Mm-hmm. And their traditional approaches to storage and data also break down. Up until this point, for many organizations, the approach is just buy more. Mm-hmm. But when you get to the petabyte scale and beyond, kind of manual methods of managing storage break down, data protection breaks down, and then even just knowing what you have and where it is becomes a big challenge. And also, the result of that growth is that they face multiple challenges around their ineffective or incomplete data management postures. And they have a common thread. Basically, valuable business information is trapped in silos and not available to processes and decision makers when they need it. So they're operating with incomplete data or old data.
Yeah, especially in this AI age that we're entering into, which kind of segues into the next question. Beyond just volume growth, what specific business pressures are making unstructured data management a C-suite priority today that perhaps wasn't as urgent as 5 years ago?
Well, there's pressure to derive value from these vast stores of data that organizations are maintaining to gain business insights. And certainly today, AI. AI is moving into the enterprise and becoming an imperative. Organizations judging their executives on their AI initiatives, and to succeed or to yield what they should yield, those AI tools need access to the relevant data. So having it locked away in silos gives you suboptimal results, just at the very minimum. Also, another imperative has to do with risk reduction. Given the current threat environment that keeps getting worse and worse, having data that you're not managing effectively can yield to all kinds of risks. Certainly, there's the risk of the loss of access to the data. Thinking of ransomware, for example. All of a sudden, data your business processes rely on, and your operations can't get to the data. It shuts down operations. Also, risks around data exfiltration. Now, if that data gets out there, it can be used, one, to launch even more sophisticated attacks in depth against your organization or the organizations of your clients, your customers, the folks you have information on. And that results in mitigation costs, possibly legal expenses, certainly reputational risk. So risk management is something that gets certainly attention in the executive suite. And then also regulatory compliance. Depending on your industry, some industries more than others, but all of us deal to some extent with regulations that relate to our protection of, our management of, our use of data, and our non-use of it. Where is it stored? Honoring governmental requirements for residency of data, that kind of thing.
Right. That makes sense. What gap in the market do you feel like this research is going to address and close?
The working title for our research is the DCIG 7 Pillars of Unstructured Data Management. These pillars emerged out of our conversations with many different solution providers, as well as independent researchers in the overall data management space. And the framework is intended to offer a cohesive, vendor-neutral, and actionable model for understanding the data management challenges that organizations are facing today. For IT leaders and business executives, they can use the framework to come up with an informed strategy of managing their unstructured data, identify gaps in their data management capabilities, evaluate solutions based on the framework, and then implement strategies to close the gaps.
Right.
So for the enterprise or the end user organization, we see the report having that kind of use or effect. For solution providers, everyone we talked to, again, agreed there's confusion in the marketplace, and confusion doesn't lead to sales.
Right.
They can use this framework as a mental model to help their customers understand their requirements and how that solution provider's offerings fit into or address gaps in the unstructured data management for their organizations, for their prospective clients. Also, to simply explain the benefits of their solution. And then to inform their own product development plans, recognizing where are the gaps in our solution, where do we need to beef up our capabilities. And then finally, because it is such a broad area of expertise, most organizations or solution providers will find our solution doesn't cover all the bases. So by identifying gaps in their solution, they also can evaluate, well, who would make a good partner to go to market with to provide a comprehensive unstructured data management solution. So identifying partnership opportunities as well.
Gotcha. You mentioned gaps that you intend the research to address. What about the research in general? How are you approaching this, or how is DCIG approaching this research?
Well, thanks for asking. Yeah, I initially proposed we do this research a couple years ago, and we've been holding off doing it. I've been dragging my feet because it is so broad and complex. But we decided DCIG really needs to address this. There is a need in the marketplace to help organizations understand unstructured data management and how an effective solution could help their organization. So in addition to doing just independent research about overall the space, we started with interviews of 17 different solution providers to talk about what are the key features and capabilities that their solution brings to the marketplace, what is their view of what is unstructured data management, and then we've had additional conversations after that first round. But out of that first round, I developed a first draft of this concept of the 7 pillars of unstructured data management, addressing all the features and capabilities that emerged from those conversations. And now we've had additional meetings, back one with some of those who we met with initially, to validate that model and that approach, and then additional solution providers as well. And then based on that feedback, now we're creating a technology report on these 7 pillars of unstructured data management. That technology report will make available for licensing by solution providers to use in educating their prospective customers. And as solution providers want to engage with us, we'll create a solution profile that talks about the capabilities of their solution in terms of that 7 pillars framework.
Gotcha. So for technology providers that provide solutions in the area of unstructured data management, how can they engage with DCIG?
Several ways, actually. One, we're hoping to host a series of executive interviews with providers in the solution space. And we will record those, make those available as videos on the DCIG YouTube channel, and produce blog articles as well. Those assets would be something that our clients would have an opportunity to reuse. We hope they would be interested in licensing the overall report to use in educating their customers, as well as for internal education and use, as we discussed earlier in the call. And then I would expect there's a likelihood of organizations, providers wanted to be doing perhaps webinars or other activities based on this research.
Well, very good. Well, thank you for your time and for giving us some more background on this topic.
You're welcome. Thanks for asking. Anything else before we wrap up?
I think that's it. So,
well, it occurs to me to mention, for anyone who's watching this video or listening or if reading a blog article that might be based on this, if you want to keep up to date with our progress on this research, which we intend to bring to the marketplace yet in calendar year 2025, subscribe to the DCIG newsletter. It goes out once a week on Thursdays, and you'll be informed about the interviews as well as the availability of the overall report. And we hope to, again, use our blog articles and our YouTube videos to help educate people about the solutions that are available in the marketplace, and again, about the 7 pillars framework.
Thank you.
Thank you, Todd.